26 years of my career doing Big Five management consulting and working with executives and being an executive in high tech. I've managed data enablement, AI, digital transformation for Fortune 500 companies, working for Deloitte, Ernst & Young, IBM, all kinds of really innovative places, helping C-suite executives to achieve impossible. And being in management consulting, as you probably know and seen, is super, super stressful. You travel a lot, you have glamorous life on the outside, but it's 24/7. It's always taking care of somebody, right? And the biggest pattern that I've been seeing for all these years is that all of us were really burned out. And that burnout was real. You know, it started with no energy to do things, no energy for family, feeling unhealthy, being unhealthy, becoming sick. And that had been a very common occurrence, unfortunately, in a lot of places I worked in. And eventually I kind of looked around and I was always wondering, you know, what's next? How do you sustain yourself? And at some point when, like a lot of people, I got laid off, it was a disaster because I've never been not employed. But also at the same time, it was the biggest opportunity of my life to actually do something about my life. So it was apparent that I needed to do something, or we all needed to do something. And my personal journey took me to looking for ways to de-stress and kind of shake off all of that high-tech imprint that I've been carrying for years. And as I got into it, I've realized how many people don't even know where to go for self-care, how many people don't understand the priorities of self-care, and how many people have dedicated their whole lives to help companies and work for somebody, but then gotten laid off and were lost. We're lost in their personal life, we're lost with their health, and we're kind of broken in a way, right? And so I looked back and all the skills I learned in tech, all the skills I learned in managing customers and putting together roadmaps and understanding the markets, I wanted to do something different, and that's how it got me into the wellness. Sorry for such long introduction, but I really want to reach out to all of you and have you look inside and see, you know, understand the value of self-care, because sometimes it's too late, or sometimes it's not enough time left, and you know, the earlier you get into that, the better. So anyways, my journey took me to looking into biohacking. You know, what's the effective way to actually bring your health back, not to go the route of, you know, common medicine, but what are the alternative ways of longevity? What are the ways of healing yourself? What are the ways of feeling like a normal person, quote unquote, feeling energetic, feeling, you know, present? It turned into a little journey that I started about a year ago in our SoliVana Wellness Spa, which is a holistic sanctuary where we have a lot of wellness practices, things like saunas and cold plunges that really let you shake off a lot of stress, where you can just come in for 45 minutes and leave as a new person. Floating therapy, which I personally, if you've never heard of that, I personally discovered that about 3 years ago, is the most quickest and amazing way to get back to normality.
Hear more about that.
To get back, no, seriously, and you can just be with yourself, and you're in the weightless water, and your body stops hurting, your mental state kind of calms down, your heart calms down, and you become still. That has been probably the most interesting thing I've ever experienced in my life, and the one that actually gotten me away from stress and anxiety that I've been carrying forever. You want to know how to transition, what it means to start a new industry, but basically all the skills that you have, all the wonderful and exciting things that you learn, they never go away. You know, you just use them in a different way. And there's so many ways of using it, but if you think about yourself, and if you think how you make all the money in the world up front and then spend all that money on your health later, it's probably not the best proposition.